I haven't filmed in a while. It's been 4 weeks, I think, since the last time I've talked to the camera, so this feels a little awkward right now. I wish I could have said I've been super busy and productive and that's why I wasn't filming, but unfortunately that's not true. And yeah, I've been feeling stuck and low, and I was trying to fight that. It seemed like nothing was going to help and nothing was helping, but at this point I feel a little bit more hopeful and I feel like I have a bit more control over the situation. So yeah, it's just time for a little update and a chit chat with you guys, and let's get started. So, as I've mentioned, I was not feeling my best mentally. I felt bad about myself. I was going into a really dark place and it felt like there was no way out of there. I started avoiding people. I was trying as hard as I could to not go out with my friends, to not talk to anyone. I even felt like I'm trying to not share too much with my family. It just seemed like everyone is judging me the same way I'm judging myself, and all everybody thinks about is how I failed them, how lazy I am, how I don't know, how I'm just a bad person, how weak I am. And yeah, it is time to stop that because I just need a little bit more control over my life and my emotions, and I want to have more happy moments like I'm having right now. I feel so fulfilled and embarrassed at the same time that I'm gonna be talking about my lowest time, but that's my diary. So I've been trying a lot of different productivity hacks, tips, as always, and every time it's just the same. You kind of promise yourself to go all in from Monday, from tomorrow, and it ends up being too much and you just fail every time, and then the next day you feel even more guilty for failing yesterday because that was supposed to be a new fresh start. And with every single time you kind of get reassured that you are not responsible, you are not even able to do the things that matter to you the most. So like, what are we doing here? Since everything felt overwhelming, I tried to block those emotions. Every single task seemed like too much, more than I can handle. So I'd often find myself procrastinating, watching TV, scrolling on my phone, and a lot of junk food happened during that time. And that's additional thing why I don't feel good about myself right now. I gained a couple of kilos and my skin doesn't look so good. So yeah, it's just like a never-ending cycle. I feel bad about myself for not being productive, and the task I have to do seems to be like more than I can handle. From the start, I don't believe that I can do it, and to avoid that, I will just try to zone out, and that leads to even more guilt and procrastination in the end, and then I'm feeling even worse about all of that. And yeah, it's really a terrible feeling, and it felt like there's literally no way out of there and that I won't be able to do that. It is very important to understand that it's not your fault personally. It is just the way human brains work. They are just wired to avoid discomfort, to find the quickest and easiest way to like get to safety, to not try and do anything that is unknown. There is still hope. It is doable. You can get out of there. You just have to understand that that's going to be difficult, but if you want, you can learn to do that. You won't be able to control your thoughts, stop them from arriving in your head. However, you can learn to focus on more positive thoughts. When I start thinking that this is too much, this is too overwhelming, this is so difficult, I have no idea how, like, the weak person as I am would be able to do the task that requires being creative, being innovative, being not afraid. And I'm like, there's no way, I'm just born this way, I won't be able to do this. Instead of all of that, like, I'm trying to remind myself all of these thoughts are not true. This is just something my brain produced and I don't have to believe them. I can just, discard them. Don't pay attention to this. Instead of this, I can choose to focus on more positive things. I can start thinking, what if I really enjoy this thing? What if I actually get into the flow state and enjoy trying to be creative, enjoy doing this? What if it's gonna be difficult, but just difficult enough to give me even more satisfaction once I finish it? What if during doing this, I will decide to spend, a little bit more time on it to make it even better and then feel even better about myself? I try to create all of those positive thoughts, kind of hype myself up about them, to want this to happen more than want to believe in this. And it is a really easy technique to implement right away in your life. You don't have to spend another 10 minutes sitting down, journaling, meditating. You don't need any special tools for this. It's just all in your head. You're like, but what if? And then create the positive outcome, the way that you might actually feel good about this. I feel like it's most powerful at the beginning of the day, when I wake up anxious already, wake up not wanting to do anything. I'll just try to imagine how good that can be. What if I actually enjoy my day? What if my tasks are gonna be bearable and they'll be good enough? And to not just focus on what if I fail again. I've been trying breaking tasks into smaller tasks. I think this is a very basic thing that you've probably heard 1,000 times already, but previously I would try to break down that task in my head. But if you actually go and write all of those tiny things, very, very easy and simple. A separate task for me would be even go sit down, open my computer, and that's one task. And focusing on that tiny thing still gives me the feeling that I'm moving forward, and I find it very helpful. I know sometimes you don't want to do that, but crossing this off your list gives you a huge feeling of moving forward, even if you haven't completed your task yet. That gives you so much satisfaction, and it is just more difficult to disregard all the work that you've put into the task already, rather than focus on you haven't accomplished this yet. Another important thing for me was realizing that since I'm currently in this just feeling very low, since I'm in this state, it is absolutely impossible for me to be as productive as a regular person. And it's just absolutely unrealistic for me to expect from myself to do as much things during the day as the person that doesn't have all this mental issues. So I've decided that I need to really cut down on my to-do lists and just accept that fact that I am not in the state of feeling fabulous right now. So what I do, I'll choose a couple of tasks. It's probably 3 or 4 tasks depending on the day that I promise myself I will do today. It's not that I have to do from start to finish. I just promise myself that I will spend 1 hour working on that thing. I will really try to do my best. So after that 1 hour, I can stop with no guilt and feel accomplished. However, usually I just get into that flow state and I feel great, I enjoy doing my task, and then I'll just continue doing for as long as I want to do this. And usually I end up finishing the task. But this is also very tricky. You have to remind yourself to be realistic, and it's not like you tell yourself that you're gonna do like this 3 hours of work and then you subconsciously expect yourself to finish everything because you want to exceed the expectation. So yeah, just remember to really be realistic. Just choose what is the most important for doing today, and then just do your best. I'm also trying to take care of all the basic things I'm supposed to be doing, like taking care of my body, moving my body, eating better, healthier. I'm still eating way more sugar than I'm supposed to, but I'm really trying to focus on my main meals and make them as nutritious as possible. So yeah, I'm not trying to get rid of all of my bad habits during this time because I know that's just unrealistic. So yeah, I'm just focusing on adding more good habits than taking away the bad ones. Plus, I try to remember about doing my breathing exercises when I feel like I'm way too anxious. I'll just take a couple of minutes to do that. And yeah, I'm trying to spend more time outside as the weather is getting better. I feel like getting into nature also helps with, I feel like I'm trying to avoid the word depression, but depressive states. I don't know how to call that. I'm not sure, like I don't feel that I can say depression, but yeah, what the heck. So yeah, I feel like nature helps with that. And also a very important thing is making yourself go out and meet people, see your friends and family, people that love you the way you are, even though you don't think so. And you have a ton of crazy thoughts in your head and think that everyone is just thinking about you failing all the time. And yeah, I'm trying to remember about that and go against my will to stay at home and stay just in my bubble. I think that feeling of being accepted by the group, by like society, by any people is very important in times when you feel low. It's in our nature. People are social creatures and we need that contact, we need those social connections. So yeah, even if you don't feel like it, try to find easy ways to do that. That's not something I'm very good at still. So these are the techniques I'm trying to use and remember about during my day to rebuild the trust in myself. I try to do tiny small steps to get those small achievements. I try to be realistic, to not get overwhelmed. Then I'm always working on my mindfulness and catching those negative, false thoughts and trying to switch them with something more realistic, something that will be more healthy for me to believe in. I understand that this is going to be a lot of work, but well, we've got all time in the world to work on ourselves. You just have to push through it and it will get easier. And those uncomfortable situations, the more you do them, the more that will help you get out of the slow state quicker. I know how difficult that is, and yeah, I'm in the same boat. I hope you're not in my boat, by the way. But probably if you've clicked on the video, you have similar issues. Yeah, with time, I truly believe that each of your small, tiny steps will pile up, and yeah, you'll just look back and you'll be proud of yourself. It reminds me of the thing I wanted to share on this video. A couple of days ago, I received my second order on my website, and it was from the total stranger. It was like a reassurance for me that I can do it, that even if it doesn't feel like I'm doing something, I'm already moving forward with every tiny action I do towards my goal. So if you feel stuck or if you feel low, please just be kind to yourself. I'm also still trying to figure things out. Just remember, every small step matters. And yeah, thank you for being here, listening to me. I hope this video was not depressing. Yeah, I would love to hear from you in the comments. I hope you're having an amazing day, or at least a day. Like, things happen and that's okay. Thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.